What's up, YouTube? This is Black Society TV. Man, I'm coming to y'all with another story. Man, I like to, do research and things like that and read and stuff. And I came up on the story of Kerr County. And even though I don't like what um, that young lady said about those, about the mystic camp children, I did want to read and research and see what all the hoopla was about. Come to find out, Kerr County back in 1860 had about 634 residents, and they had 49 slaves. Um, 21 slaves was owned by one family, one person. The other 13 slaves were dispersed among other citizens in the county. Uh, and around 1865, when slavery was supposed to be abolished, um, they still had those slaves there in Kerr County, and those slaves were 10 years old and younger. 10 years old and younger. So it wasn't no adult slaves; they had children slaves. And I'm thinking to myself about the whole flood and how it all went down. And like I said, no way am I saying, yeah, that should have happened. No, 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 I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, did some spirits come and, because the slaves that they had, like I said, were 10 years old and younger over there in Kerr County. Uh, and it was a long history of slavery. And see, that's something I didn't know. It was, well, if it's East Texas, then yeah, I mean, yeah, slavery. Uh, they still try to do that to this day in East Texas. But uh, yeah, I mean, there was slavery there in Kerr County. Um, a long list of slavery. A lot of families that they had enslaved. Uh, Also, there was and that's what this my story is mainly about. There was a slave ranch there that was owned by Ellie Branch, the Ellie Branch family, Ellie Branch Senior, well, Walker Ellie Branch Senior, and his son, Walker Ellie Branch Junior, and their farmhand, I think his name was something called Caldwell, Robert Caldwell, or something like that. And what these guys were doing, and now, mind you, slavery had been abolished. This story that I'm telling you about happened in the 1980s, 1980. Um, they were charged in, like, I think 1984. But these guys on this ranch, and that's why I tell people, when you go out of town and you go in these country towns and stuff like that, man, look, stay armed, stay ready, stay looking and watching, because a lot of people, racist people in these towns, um, and I'm telling you, even today, you might have some black people that's in slavery. You see missing people. They might be in slavery in one of these country towns somewhere. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, they're doing that. They're doing that because no one is checking. And who's going in the backwoods? What police officers going in the backwoods just going searching people? They're not doing that in no small towns. They in these little dark roads that go all the way down. You don't know what's around the house, and it could be. So I'm telling you, be careful. But what these people were doing was, they were snatching black people uh, left and right, and holding them at their house as slaves, torturing them, arring them, um, beating them, doing all kind of stuff to them. Uh, One lady even said that she seen like a some kind of torture ritual thing going on that they did to this one guy, who later passed away. Uh, these guys, I think Ellebracht Senior only got probation. His son received, well, 15 years, but he received 15 years and he was out the whole time. So basically probation also. And the farmhand, I forgot. I don't think I don't know if he got a little time or what. But these guys didn't get no time for what they did really to these people. They convicted them, but they didn't really get no time or nothing. This is in Kerr County. This is in Kerr County. Um, it's a sick story. It's a sick story. But these guys were enslaving people in the 80s. In the 80s, in the 1980s. It's crazy. Yeah, but that's a little history on some history on Kerr County. But I get something else. I'm gonna come back to y'all with it. But like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.